Hey everybody, to our replay viewers, thank you so much for being here. We don't own the rights to this music, but listen, I'm here with some beautiful women, so you want to come on in. I know it's the ladies panel tonight, but that's all right, fellas. You need to be here so we can help you understand some things about, this life and being a woman and what it looks like doing life and legacy and love. So again, welcome and thank you so much for being here. To our live viewers, hello, welcome. Say hello so we can say hello back. I'm going to be checking all of the places and the spaces where I know that you are. We are live on Facebook. We're also live on Periscope. We're live on YouTube. So again, thank you for joining us. I'm super excited. Yeah, I'm normally here at 10 p.m. and Coach Jay is not here tonight. Shout out to him. But safe travels for him. He's doing a thing tonight. So we're excited to be here with some of the ladies, some of my sister friends, whether new or old, they're here. And we're going to have this awesome conversation tonight. So make sure you invite someone to the conversation. I'm Tisha Marie Johnson. For those who do not know me, founder and creator of Your Love of a Lifetime, Amazon bestselling author. I could go on, but it doesn't matter. Listen, just know that you're at the right place at the right time with the right people. So again, welcome and thank you for being here with us tonight. So I'm going to let the ladies introduce themselves and then we're going to get into this conversation. So we're going to start at the top like we did earlier with CJ.
Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing? Is that okay?
Not bad.
Okay. Well, my name is Chiquanda. They call me CJ Alston. I am excited to be here tonight. I am an accountant and owner of Johnson's Bookkeeping and Tax with business owners such as yourselves. You guys hired me to take care of your financial planning and get you a PPP loan. So thank you, Tisha. I am not an accountant tonight. I am ready to have a conversation and celebrate Women's Month.
Hi, everybody. I'm Chantelle Faulkner. You can call me Shanny. Very excited about being on this panel tonight, sharing my story, my life, my legacy. I'm also a medical assistant, off duty, so please nobody be hurt. I also do. I have my business of being doing massages. I travel, or you can come to me. Very excited. Nice to meet everybody, and hope y'all enjoy the panel tonight.
Well, I am Dana Frazier. I'm very excited to be here. Thank you so much, Coach Tisha, for inviting me. I have been a member of this group for some time, have really just enjoyed being a part and enjoyed the conversations, continually enjoyed the conversations. So I am executive of management assistant at Tennessee Valley Authority. And then I have my side consulting business because I love fashion, diva styles. So I'm just excited to be here. I won't go into all my other titles and ministry and all of that, but just know that I'm excited to be here. And I'm excited to share. As my sister Shani said, I'm excited to share about just love, life, legacy, and whatever else that comes with that. So thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Diane Gardner. I am kind of new to the group, and Dana introduced me to join the group, and I'm very excited about serving on tonight's panel. I am a college level math instructor. I also have my own private tutoring service. I too am an author and certified life coach as well. And I am just truly excited about sharing my experiences in love, life, and legacy on tonight.
Awesome. Well, we're waiting on one more to arrive, but we're going to get this conversation started. So again, thank you so much. If you haven't shared the broadcast, please go ahead and share. You know, somebody that needs this conversation, as I always say. So, again, welcome and thank you for being here. So, you know, it's Women's History Month, and we wanted to do something special, not just because Jay is not available tonight, but we had talked about it. I wanted to feature some of the ladies that in my circle, and of course from the group. Shout out to For the Lover in You Facebook group. Woo, woo, woo. We're excited that you're here. We have a great time. If you have not connected, I don't know what you're waiting on, but it's a safe space for like-minded individuals who have conversations about love. And we have a variety of people because I believe in there being balance and keeping not just one group around. So we have single people, divorced people, married people, widows, we got everybody. So it's a great place, loads of laughs and thoughtful conversation, which I think is important. And we talk about the hard stuff. I say have the hard conversation in your life so that you can work through the kinks and the bumps. But uh, enough about that. Let's get to these ladies. They have some dynamic things to share tonight. So I'm just going to go around in no particular order per se. I want to start with, let me see. Now we have our ladies there. They are over 40, I believe everybody is. And so this is more of a mature conversation tonight. And yay, they don't look a day over 30 something and fabulous. So that's amazing. You need to understand what it takes to do that. And despite what you face in life, listen, you don't have to look like life beat you down, even though at some point it probably did. But it's a true testament that we are children, daughters of the Most High. And so he has taken great care of his daughters. So I'm super excited to hear some of their stories. You know, we won't be able to go into great detail, but I just want to, you know, kick some things out. So I'm starting with Chantelle. So you are a woman who works and you have a business like a lot of the ladies here. So what has been your greatest um challenge just going from being a mom and working woman and being an entrepreneur? What has been the greatest challenge?
Whew, where do I start? Oh, life itself is that challenge. You run into everything, being can't find a babysitter, you still trying to have your life and trying to get a business started, being a busy mom, still trying to work. It's a challenge. It's a challenge. And but I do have friends along the way that is helping me out and helping me, especially being in this group, you know, a few people that are, you know, seeing you things to look into. So I have been having a whole lot of help with that.
Awesome, awesome. So what would you say to the woman that's out there who has limited support, limited help, or if there are people around her, they aren't as supportive to help her reach her goals? What would you say to encourage her?
Always keep your head up regardless, because you do have, and I also as myself have limited help because everybody kids are grown, and except my, you know, my youngest. So it's like, you know, trying to get that help and, you know, don't have dad to help. It's like you got to keep your head up and use all the resources if you have any, try to, or make sure you get people that you trust, because the world is very vicious they touching kids, bothering kids, and you gotta really have somebody to trust and be able to, um, I would say, research people if you have to, because you can't even trust your own family at this point. So, um, it's best to try to get a circle that you really do trust. And we have to go back to the village helping the village helping raising your child. You have to get that small circle to get that trust into trying to get that help if you can.
That's good. I don't, though I always wanted, and I say God has a Sarah joke on my life. But I always wanted natural children, but I've been able to help assist others. So you're absolutely right. You have to find a safe circle. And sometimes it is challenging, but the message is keep going.
Right.
Don't stop. Don't be limited by what you see around you. Just position yourself
Excuse
to
me, ladies.
believe that
Hold
it's
on.
possible, for you to get the help and the support that you need. And I believe that that is usually provided for you. So thank you, Chantel, for contributing that tonight. So I'm going to go to CJ, who is an entrepreneur as well, full time now, but hasn't always been solely an entrepreneur, has worked and has small children. And I know you can identify with the challenge. So, what helps you stay focused and what helps you keep going? Take yourself off mute.
Thank you. So I know for me, it is just knowing that I want my kids to have a better life than I had. I want them to understand, hard work, but also to it's different. It's a lot different, especially now with this pandemic. It's very different. So trying to have a balance. I understand that. I also, on the other hand, I don't want them to grow up and say, okay, that's all mommy did was work, even though that's all they are seeing at the moment. But having to make some hard choices, and if you are a single mom, three small kids like me, and one is special needs, you're like, okay, you know what? Something's gonna have to get carved into the budget because I had to hire help. Now that I've hired help to help assist me with the nanny, I'm like, how did I do all this by myself? I mean, we do what we have to do, but um, you know what I feel like? I said, okay, I know it's I am woman hear me roar, but at the same time, I'm like, oh my God, it's not who told us that. That's no badge of honor not to burn yourself out like I do because you want to work so hard, you want to do things for your kids, you have to cook, you have to bathe. Like right now, there's no nanny, and so the kids just running, and and you're like, okay, just be quiet while we're on this live. Just give me an hour. So you have to make those sacrifices, and oh my goodness, now that people are working from home, the kids are going to school from home. It is very different. So what I can say is just be creative. That's what I do. Just be creative and keep it fun.
Awesome. Awesome. And I'm glad that you said that. I know for a long time you kind of resisted the help. And you're right. We're not to be martyrs. We are not to feel like we got to burn the candle at all ends, middle, side, right, and left, which a lot of times we do because we won't ask for help. So it's okay to ask for help. I am in a circle now, surrounding myself, going to the next level, surrounding myself with millionaires. And it's an absolute necessity that you get the help that you need, because on your next level, you gotta be equipped. And so, um, for the woman out there, listen, you might have to make some sacrifices, but it can be done. I mean, if you think about it, you going to your next level, um, is going to free you up to do some other things. And I don't know about you, I need some time freedom in my life. I need some financial freedom in my life. We're going to be talking about legacy tonight and what that means to each of these ladies. I want to leave a legacy, for generations to come. And so I'm going to I cannot do it all. And as I am stepping into the space of becoming a full-time entrepreneur, I will understand there's some stuff I just don't have time to do. Now I embraced, not just with the pandemic, but I've embraced. Now I'm a Costco girl. I'm still going to Costco every now and then, but I've embraced Instacart and having my groceries delivered. Yeah, I have. And it's nothing wrong with that. I still get the pleasure of shopping online and they deliver it. I don't have to get in my car. I don't have to go. They bring it to the house. Boom. Why wouldn't I sacrifice whatever that delivery fee looks like? Okay, I'm spending my time, my money, my gas anyway. So you're going to spend it some way, somehow. You got to determine which way is the best way for you. So thank you so much for that. So as we talk about, and again, welcome to those who are tuning in. Thank you so much for being here. We had a comment. I'm going to have to go in the other group and see who's commenting, but thank you so much. Praying for balance. Yeah, is balance a true thing? Maybe we'll get to talk about that in a few minutes. Do you ever really fully have balance? I don't know that you do. I think you prioritize some things according to what's most important. And as women, especially, we're always adjusting, pivoting, as my sister would say. You got to learn how to pivot, but you got to learn how to prioritize as well. So I want to go to Minister D. I want you to talk about how having God. Now, I know we got some people who may not believe in God. You may believe in something else. I'm going to let her express her faith in the way that she does. But I know without a shadow of a doubt, I would not be here except for the Most High who loves me and has protected me and cared for me. And certainly, Holy Spirit, who is my helper. Oh my goodness. I don't know what I was doing when I really wasn't utilizing what was already inside of me. So, can you talk about that for a little bit? I know that you are a woman of faith. You are a woman in ministry. So, talk about the importance of your spiritual life.
First, I'm going to say that I know I wouldn't be where I am without God. Um, I I can't even imagine being able to keep it together without God. Um, and 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 I'm gonna start by saying that I'm very transparent and I do keep it real. Um, in my past and over the years, I've made so many mistakes that I myself caused a lot of setbacks in my life. And I know that it is the grace of God who turned those things around and allowed me to be where I am and to be who I am today. Um, he is the head of my life and everything, and everything, because again, I know I would not be here and definitely would not be where I am without him. If I look back over my life and where I was at one point compared to where I am now, I still get emotional because I cannot believe it. I cannot believe that God took me from where I am and who I was and brought me to this place and restored me and cleaned me up, changed my mindset. I'm still a work in progress, but if you knew what the mindset was at one point, and changed my mindset, to make me who I am. Changed my heart that I'm not bitter. And all the hurt I've seen, all the disappointment I've seen, all the betrayal, all the letdown, all of that stuff that I've seen, that is nobody but God, that I'm not bitter. And when I say I'm not bitter, and I tell people everything I've seen, and I don't want to jump ahead on your questions, but everything that I've seen in terms of just love with people in general, not just in terms of romantic relationship, we just love with family, everything that I've seen, I still believe in love. So
Yeah.
that's what happens when God heals you, and you become, you let it make you better. Instead of being bitter, you can say, you know what, God, I've been so disappointed. I've been so hurt. Like I haven't been anything but used. But you know what, God, I still believe in love. And I know that you still have love for me. So, and I know that it is nobody but God, because I know where I was. I know who I was. I know how I thought. And I know the mistakes that I was making, a lot of it because of the way that I thought, and all the other issues that I had. And only God can take all of that stuff, straighten it up, clean me up, and make me who I am, and could have brought me to the place that I am in. Because and I'm never in a million years would I have imagined that I would be where I am. I would be operating the way that I'm operating, that I would be who I am. I never in a million years. And when I tell you, when I just really sit down and think about it, I get so emotional, partly because I was a single mother majority of my life. I have 4 young adults, and I'm listening to the other ladies talking about that journey. And now I only have a 13-year at home. And this is probably the most peaceful time of my life, because the majority of my life was struggling as a single mom. And at one point I had 5. And so my life was really, really hectic for the majority of my life. So it was really hard. The struggles were real. And again, to just think of how God, because there were plenty of times I didn't think I was going to make it. There were plenty of times in my life I did not think I was going to make it. And now it's like, wow, God, it wasn't as hard as it seemed now when I look back on it. But at that moment when I was in it, it seemed like the worst thing in the world. And you mentioned earlier when you was talking to Shannon, please correct me if I don't say that correct. Please forgive me. How do you do this when you don't feel like you don't have the support that you need? So I spent all that time raising all my kids without no support, no real family support, and the struggles were real. And again, when I look back on all of that, I am just in awe, because I would have never imagined that God would have turned my life around and work things out the way he has done. It is all God. And I will never, ever try to take the credit or give the credit to anything else or anybody else, because it is all God for me. All God.
Yes, awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And you know, I know some people that are struggling with one or two. You did it with 5. Wow, 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 wow. That's incredible. And I like you, I don't know how I would ever have made it through my life. And I've been through some hard stuff, not the worst in the world, because I can think of worse stories, but I know that it was because of him that I was able to make it through. So thank you for sharing that. We're gonna go to Minister Overseer, Sister Pastor Apostle. No, Sister Dana, thank you so much for being here. Listen, I'm super excited. I feel like I've known Dana all my life. She is just such a beautiful person. I'm so glad that we connected. So Dana, share the importance of bouncing back, not, going through the hard trials in life, going through, could be scandal or having to face hard times in the church, and in life in general. Help somebody understand the importance of not staying down, but indeed getting back up.
Well, let me just start by saying this. God is my
Mm.
everything. If it was not for God, I would not be here. I would not be smiling today. I would not, as my soror sister Diane said, I wouldn't believe in love, because I have been through the ringer this last year and a half, almost 2 years now. So it was nobody but God that, allowed me to heal from the situation of a broken marriage, infidelity, and all of those things. But, at some point, I had to stop looking at him and start looking at myself and say, what role did I play in the downfall of my marriage? And self-reflection is big, because when you are made to look at self and you see some things within self that you don't like, you have to ask God to help you to fix those things, because you can't do that with your flesh. You have to do that with your spirit. So I have gone on a total spiritual journey to find Dana. I have most of my life single mother. When I met my husband, let's see, my oldest son was, I think, 15 to 16. So all of my life, I've had either my kids, I had my husband. So I never really had time for Dana. Now that my kids are grown, they'll be 30 and 33 this year. I'll be 51. So I finally, as I tell them, have my life back. And so in having my life back, I had to really discover who I was, because I was Ronald and Darius's mother. And then I was my ex-husband's wife. I was minister to the church. I was overseer to the women, so I was all this and I was all this, and I was an executive assistant at work. So I had titles, but I really didn't know who Dana was. So I had to take a pause. I had to sit down and figure out who Dana really was. What are those things that Dana likes? What are those things that Dana needs? What have I missed out on? And I had to step back and realize that I was everything to everybody, but I wasn't who I should have been to myself. And what helped me to understand some of those things and to realize those things is being able to be involved in my sorority and be surrounded by all these women of God that have really helped me. And not only that, to be surrounded by my brother and friend, which then happens to turn into my pastor, my bishop, and first lady, prophetess. So they really were instrumental in helping me to discover who I really was through the word of God, because it was not easy. My journey has not been easy. I tell everybody, I've gone through hell to find out who I am, what I deserve. I didn't know my worth. And so I put up with a lot of things that I shouldn't have put up with, simply because I didn't know my worth. I thought I had to have somebody. My dad wasn't there for me growing up. And so it seems that every time there was a male figure in my life, he didn't stay. And so I thought that I needed to do some things and put up with some things in order for them to stay. But it wasn't until I really got to the understanding of who I was as a woman of God, and to really understand what my worth was, to realize I didn't have to put up with certain things. I don't have to have another person to make me whole. All of that happens through God, through the Holy Spirit. You have to do some framework, as I say. You have to work from the inside out. And when I allowed God to go in and do surgery, perform surgery on me to cut out some things that didn't need to be there in order to place those things within me that needed to be there, it wasn't until then I really found out who I truly was and what I deserved. I was going around here saying that I was a queen. But how could I be a queen if I had court jester mentality all these years? And so I had to realize if you're going to be a queen, you got to have the mentality of a queen. You have to understand what you should put up with, what you should not put up with, what you don't deserve, what you do deserve. And so it was a whole lot of things that I had to realize over this last year and a half, almost 2 years, to get to the place where I am now. So now I can stay by myself and be excited and be happy because I finally truly, really love me. When I look at myself in the mirror now, I smile because the smile is real. It's a smile of you have overcome, but you never stop growing. You never stop learning. So I'm just excited to be at this place, at this time in my life, to truly be at peace, to know I can stay in my little old place and I don't have to come out all week. I just enjoy being me, just in diva styles, having a good time, getting into this word, enjoying just being surrounded by those that pour into me, because it was so many that withdrew, but nothing was being deposited back in. And I became insufficient because I was given, but nothing was being poured back into me. And so when you get to the place where you are insufficient because you got insufficient funds, when you get to that place, you have nothing to work with. Nothing. I was empty. So I'm just thankful for this journey. I'm thankful for allowing God. And I had to be the one to allow God to come into my life and transform some things. And so going from that person to become this person, I'm just so thankful. And so that's been my journey. Pandemic really saved my life. I'll say that because I got to work from home. And because I got to work from home, I was able to get into my word more and really develop the relationship with God that I really needed, because nobody was here but me. So I had ultimate peace. I had plenty of time to develop the relationship that God and I have now. So that's why I say I'm just thankful for it all, the good and the bad, because it definitely worked together for my good.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. And you talked about self-awareness. You talked about taking accountability and responsibility for your role. And I think a lot of times we neglect that. And it's so important in order to continue to transform. You got to take accountability of your role.
Exactly.
Divorce is not just one person. Yeah, one person may have done some things that contributed heavily to the divorce, but what was your role if you are a part of that relationship? A marriage is only going to thrive with the two people. Divorce is going to happen with the two people, and you have to be careful, because sometimes there are children involved, there are other things that are at stake, but in order for you to move forward, in order for you to heal, you have to be accountable for your own actions. So thank you so much for sharing that and getting to know who you really are. I well understand that at this point in my life. I realized that I lived my life for a whole bunch of things and people. Yeah. And if you're not careful, you could allow that to spring up in you as bitterness, and it could affect the rest of your life. My thing is, I'm not holding on to dead things. So if it's not something that's moving me forward, if it's not propelling me, if it's not taking me to the next space, I have to let it go. And we talking about women, men as well, but I'm talking to the women. A lot of women are holding on to dead things, wondering why they're stuck in their lives. You got to let that stuff go. Easier said than done, believe me. But I'm here to tell you that there is such liberty, such freedom when you let that stuff go. Does that mean you can do it by yourself? Not necessarily. You have to get some help at certain points. You can go so far, but listen, we're not here to be an island unto ourselves. You are not meant to live life by yourself. But that's why there are people around you, and you got to be careful of the people that you surround yourself with. If you are the sum total of the 5 people you hang out with the most and you don't like your life, sound like you got to let some stuff go. So thank you, Dana, for sharing that. We're gonna talk a little bit more about self-worth as we talk. I was about to introduce her. She gone. Okay, we're gonna keep it moving. Let's talk about legacy. So, Chantel, talk about when you look at your life and the effect that you want to have on your children. I know you've learned some things along the way. What is it that you want your children to be empowered with based on all the hurt and the pain and the mistakes that you made?
I want them to, well, my daughter is actually grown, so, and at this point, not even listening still. So, the only thing I wanted her to understand, a lot, because growing up, I didn't learn a lot. I had to learn on my own from my parents. I didn't learn a lot from them. I had to learn on my own. And so I tried to embed in them about credit. Hey, you don't have to look for people to help you. You got to help yourself, because everybody is not going to be there to help you or help you in a good way. They can be trying to help you and tearing you down at the same time. And I have most definitely learned that in this last year or so, that people are more trying to tear me down than anything, and keep me down as I'm trying to get up. So that's what I try to embed in them, to be their own selves. Don't follow anyone. Do what's in your heart and make sure you doing for you. Look out for you. Because if you don't, nobody else will.
Awesome, awesome. So, don't stop talking. Even someday they're gonna look at this video and say, my mama, because I did it. Can anybody else with me? She don't know what she's talking about. Oh my God. Why this? Why that? I was so sheltered and protected, but I bless God because I wasn't exposed to a whole bunch of stuff that some of my friends have gone through. So, you know, keep sharing, and they may act like they're not listening, but one day it's going to be valuable information. I can certainly tell you that.
You turn around and, hey, my mama said this, and I should have listened. I'm not telling you anything for my health. I'm just telling you because I'd have been there, done that. you going through it now. That's all. I'm just trying to tell you what I wasn't ever told. And I can tell you that now. But, kids are kids. They going to do what they want to do.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I thank you for planting that foundation, and know that one day they're going to look at you and say, thank you, Mom. So that's awesome. So listen, we have our other sister joining us back. I hope she got a good connection. I know she's been struggling tonight. That's all right. Renee, introduce yourself briefly. And I have a question for you.
Well, hello to all the beautiful women that are on this page tonight. God bless you all. My name is Renee Glanton, and I live in the city of Ypsilanti. I am 52 years old and a mother of 2 children. I have one girl who's 28. I have a son who's 24, 3 grandchildren, and 1 on the way.
Ooh, awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Super excited to have you join the panel tonight. And Renee chimed in the group, and she's just a sweetheart, just a little bit of time that I've known her. So, Renee, I want to ask you, we're talking about, of course, life and legacy and love. You shared with me that you've been a caregiver all of your life. Talk about how Renee
Yes.
cares for herself when you have to be a caregiver to others. How do you make that happen?
Ooh, nobody but Jesus. I'm gonna tell you that. Okay. It is nothing that I have done on my own. Definitely not. I grew up in a family where you literally we took care of each other. So when the elders were ill, we didn't. There was no going to the nursing homes. So we cared for our all of our loved ones. Did that throughout my entire life, and then went into working into uh, nursing homes, hospitals, private duty. Um, I've done that a long time, um, and gosh, it's just something that I don't think I could ever get away from it because basically you're going to have to care for somebody, whether it's yourself or a loved one. Um, but I've learned not to neglect myself in the process, because it does no, it's not healthy if I'm not taking care of me and trying to take care of someone else. And then if I fall ill, I won't be able to function. Um, I have my mother who's 78 years young lives with me now, and it's a big responsibility. So I have to learn to take time for myself. And one of the ways I've been doing, I go to church all the time, but since Corona we haven't been in, but we have service every morning, 6:30 a.m. Prayer, and then there are different things that go on the internet that I get involved in. Um, I need that. That's food for my soul to help me to function so that I could help and uh, be 100%. I can't function without if I don't get a word in. Open up the Bible a little bit, listen to my bishop or other people, listen, turn on my music or something. I have to have that time for myself. It is so important. And I'm pretty sure all you ladies feel the same way. You can't. And then the one thing that I have enjoyed is finding groups like this one here on Facebook Live, which is so helpful because a lot of times I spend a lot of time alone, and I don't have anyone that I could talk to except for my mom or but sometimes you want to shift gears and go in another direction and find something that you're interested in or that you have something in common with someone else. I'm not the only one. Everybody has a story, and the good thing about it is there's a blessing in every story that um, is told. That somebody's life, you're going to be impacted by something that someone else is doing or has done in their life. So I'm real grateful for that. So I have to have something like this platform, or like I said, church, music, something for me that really makes me feel
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm overwhelmed at times. Me and Jay talk about it all the time, how uh, just in a couple months, how the group has grown. And, I feel like it's extended family. I'm my mother's only child. I grew up by myself. So, and I always wanted a big family because I just wanted people around me. And so I understand, look, I live alone. So I understand wanting that conversation, wanting to
oh
bounce
yeah.
some things off someone else because you can get to a point. Now, I remember when I didn't embrace being alone and being and embrace silence. But now that I have, sometimes you find yourself getting a little stuck in that space. Well, I just talk about me, and I have to pull myself out of it. It's like, okay, come on, don't stay. Not that it's a bad place, but especially when you know that you have purpose, you know that there are people who are waiting to hear from you, whether it's just to share something positive in their lives, or whether it's something that goes along with what you were created to do. There's somebody waiting on your voice. So thank you for sharing that, and thank you for being here, Renee. I appreciate that.
Thank
So
you.
again, thank you to everybody who's watching. Listen, go ahead and share the broadcast. We're super excited. This conversation, listen, we're going to have to do another one real soon, because we're not going to get to everything, but I want to try and touch on at least the legacy and the love. We definitely going to talk about love, y'all know. um but Minister Diane, can you share with us the importance, as an educator, as a mom, as a minister? Can you talk about the importance of preparing to leave a legacy?
Well, I want to say that what's important to me in leaving a legacy is I want to make sure that I leave a legacy where I have really made a difference in somebody's life. I do not want to live my life, however long God has me here, and have not used the gifts that He has entrusted me with to make a difference. We can go out there and we can try to get the fame and we can try to get the fortune, but the question is, how did you really help somebody? How did you really impact somebody's life? How did you really change somebody's life? So I want to make sure that the legacy that I leave, and it's important that I leave a legacy where I have made a difference. In the classroom, my motto is changing lives as well as empowering minds. I don't want to just go in my classroom and just teach math. I have to teach math. That's my job, and I want my students to learn math. But along with just teaching math, I want to also be impacting them in other ways as well. And I tell people that the classroom is my platform. That's one of the platform that God has placed me on, because it gives me an opportunity to reach the young people in other ways. Um, it means the world to me when I have a student reach out to me and they want to know if I can pray for them. It means the world to me when I have a student reach out and they want to talk to me. So it says a lot. It says that, hey, I respect you as my instructor, but I also see something else that I respect and trust in you as well. So it's important to me to leave a legacy of making sure that I have made a difference in somebody. I have impacted somebody in a positive way, and not just out there just doing things so we can just be ripping and running and doing things and doing this. But are we really making a difference? Are we really using what God has given us to really bless somebody else? We can't reach everybody, but if I can just reach, if I reach one, if I take a lot of time, if I reach one of my students, and I do a lot of, I do self-esteem workshops and all that stuff with teen girls and college students. And when I get off the Zoom, I always tell them what I have 10 that's participating this week or 50 participating. My motto is whoever is here is who God needs to be here. Whoever is here today is who God needs the message today. And when I get off of that Zoom call, even if it's only one, they'll respond back to me later and talk about how blessed they was, then I have done what God wanted me to do. So I want to make sure that if you can't say anything else about me when I leave here, I made a difference in somebody's life. Otherwise, I feel like my living has been in vain.
That's awesome. You said changing lives and challenging minds. Did I get that
Changing
right?
lives and empowering minds.
Empowering minds. That's incredible. I see that as a t-shirt. I'm just saying. We're always thinking business, me and my sister CJ. But that's powerful, and you're right there. If it's just one that comes back, one of my sisters always says, I'm going to be that one to come back and say thank you for what I received. I believe that we all go through things in life, painful things, challenging things, those things are to help somebody else through their journey. And because you've gone through it, you're able to share. And because you come out of it, that's why I say, listen, I've been hurt in love, but I'm not doing anybody any good staying stuck there. I mean, I'm a very optimistic person. I want to be around positive people. So yeah, I'm gonna go in my corner and cry, but at the end of the day, we gonna wipe them tears off and come back and try it again. Someone was like, "Oh my God, how can you want another relationship? How could you want to be married again? You should probably no, you should probably stay over there in your little miserable corner and leave my side of the world alone because I'm not going to stay stuck in bitterness and hurt and pain. I'm going to take that, heal from it, empower somebody else, and move forward. Listen. I know I've sown into many a bad relationship, but I'm so excited that the man that God has for me, he gonna be so off the chain, and he gonna be blessed. he already gonna have the stuff, but when he get with me, his favor, it's woo, yes. That's my life. That's how I'm living my life. I don't care about the other pain that I went through. It's a story. It was a lesson. I learned some things. I'm like Shani. I didn't learn some stuff growing up. I'm like Dana. I didn't have a father growing up. So I had some actual bumps and bruises along the way to learn the lessons. But now that I have, I'm taking it. And I like that, Minister Diane, empowering other people so that somebody does not have to run into the brick wall. The brick wall is right there. You're going 70 miles per hour. You don't have to hit it. You can put the brakes on and lessen the impact because you learn from the pain that I've been through. So I'm super excited about that. CJ, small children, very impressionable. You have a very lively bunch. I love my niece and my nephews. Uh, what kind of legacy? And you can go a little bit into your story about how you've been the caregiver extraordinaire for everybody. But on this side of that, how important is legacy and what are you doing different so that when they become teenagers, when they become young adults, that they live life different from what you did? Come off mute. All right, there you go.
Wow. Wow, that's a very good question. So for me, um, yes, I too, like my sister is just now what I'm just now 45 and finding out what is CJ like. I've been all things to everyone, and even when I was married, I had 4 kids to take care of. I only have 3 now, so Shondo. So you're just like, okay. Um, I know for one, my legacy is to teach the kids while they're young to definitely because I'm a money girl, they have to have some sort of business, learning about savings, not having bad money habits. Also too, I remember growing up in the time where you do as I say, not as I do. Don't really ask too many questions. I always ask questions. For me, it's a little different because I allow them to have a voice. Uh, you know, um, let me explain. Help me, help mommy understand what you're saying, what you're talking about. So that's a little bit different, and I want them to always to understand it, to feel that to them. It doesn't matter if you're young or old. Have a conversation. Make sure you speak what people can understand you. So it's the the practical things, but I always instill and start with the spiritual things. My kids definitely know about have a very good spiritual foundation. They know if mama can come from, we can start from a dance. They know whether it's a holy dance. They know whether we just jamming. If they know if they wake up in the middle of the night greasy, they don't judge me. So they understand. They understand. So that's the legacy because they pay attention. I do find that kids do mimic and mock what you do. So my son, he fell off the tree because he decided to climb a tree with socks on. Uh, maybe that's just my boy, right? He decided to climb a tree with socks on. So there go the kids. And I saw my daughter. She turned into mama, doctor, and then prayer warrior at the same time. So it's just like, so they do pay attention. And so yeah, for me with them, I know it's grown up very different. I have been forced to have hard conversations with my small kids that I really wish I didn't have to have. Whether it was talking about race, whether it was talking about sex, whether it was talking about all these other things. And I'm like, well, I really do remember having this conversation when I was a teenager. And now having to have these conversations when they're younger. My kids are 9, 7, and 5. It's just because they're exposed. Now, they may start with Dora, but then they end with Dora pregnant. Or Dora doing dope. I mean, it's just like, wait, it goes it goes totally left. And so we didn't have that level of exposure. So you have to have these conversations and like, well, and you have to have the conversation. Mommy, Dora got two moms, just like, oh, Lord have mercy. So with that being said, that is what a legacy, what I'm going to leave to my kids. Definitely have to have financial independence. But you absolutely have to have a voice, and I have to be open. I cannot shun them out. I cannot just say, you know, uh, you're seeing things or you're hearing things. No, because of the exposure, because they're in this information highway, and these kids don't even they know how to use the computer better than I can. I said, let me try to get in front of it and have these conversations because even though if I'm ready or not, I feel like we're forced to. So that's the legacy I'm instilling. But they have to have a financial legacy. They could try to run. You know how we all try to run and think we probably could daughter at one point. Oh, but I have no problem. They'll be back.
Awesome, awesome. And yeah, you're right. You do have to try to get ahead of some of those conversations. And it's unfortunate, you know, it was there back in the day, it was just more subtle. Or there was code language, that may or may not have gone over your head. But I know sometimes I'm listening to music and going, is that what they meant? Oh my goodness. It's crazy, but nah, it's smack it, flip it, rub it down. You, and worse. So you're right. There's so much that is a challenge in being a parent. And so again, I appreciate that you are instilling that because that's the one thing that I did learn. My grandmother had a lot of money, but I didn't get that skill. I know we're supposed to have wealth, being children of the Most High, but okay, I get it, and now what? So those are powerful lessons. And of course, I've been talking to her about expanding in some ways for the ministry because look, let's be honest, it's a whole bunch of broke church folk. Like seriously. Now that might not be where you are, but I can talk about Michigan. There's a whole bunch of broke church folk. or they think they credit rich and really not. The average American cannot afford a $400 emergency. So what are we doing? We gotta do some things a little different, especially as we move forward. So my sister says she's the accountant. So if you need some help, you definitely financial. That's your girl. So again, thank you so much for being here. Listen, if you haven't shared the broadcast, please do. I appreciate you all. Shout out to you all. I see you in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. I hope that you are enjoying this conversation. Listen, put something in the comments, say I'm enjoying it. It's powerful. Put something in the comments. Let me know that you are still there. I know you are because I see you. Thank you so much for being here. Share the broadcast if you have not already done so. We're going to be wrapping this conversation up soon. So, yeah, we're going to go a little bit over 60 minutes. But I think it's good. I think it's needed. I think it's necessary. And I have some amazing women by my side tonight to do just that. So, Dana, how are you leaving a legacy for your children and your children's children?
Okay, so everybody knows I have this one little granddaughter that just had a birthday 2 days ago that looks up to me for everything. She wants to be Gigi. She wants to be like Gigi. She wants to do everything that Gigi does. She's girly, girly on top of girly. And so my motto and the thing that I always say, number one for her, that I always want to give her something to look up to. I want to work to always be my best self. And I shared this with you as well, Coach T, that I always want to be my best self daily, strive to be my best self daily, simply because I owe the ones that paved the way for me. And I have a responsibility to the ones that are coming after me. And so in order for me to give her something to look up to, I have to strive daily to watch how I act, watch what I say, watch what I present to her, because she watches me intently on everything. When I say everything, she's very detailed. At now 7 years old, she pays attention to everything that I do when I'm in her presence, all the way down to I like your nail polish. I like those earrings. I like the way you hold your head up. I like the way you do everything. And so because of that, I'm very conscientious of everything that I say in front of her, I do in front of her, and the way that I encourage her, because she knows she is a princess. I make sure, her dad has always made sure, her mother has always made sure that she knew that she was a princess. She had an issue. I remember one time before, because she's dark skinned and she had some little friends that were not dark skinned. And so I had to know, instill in her that even though you are dark skinned, you are beautiful. You are still a princess. All princesses come in all different colors, shapes, and sizes. And so she has embraced that. I think whoever it is that she dates when she gets older, they're going to have an issue on their hand, because she now knows who she is and she stands by it, and she stands firmly on that. The way that I want to leave a legacy for my sons, I always try to keep our relationship open so that they know that they can come and talk to me about anything. And they also watch mama. So I work hard. I don't allow anything to stop me. And the one thing that I always tell them is what I shared with you always. Never stop at someone else's no. You have your own mind. You never stop at someone else's no. In order to excel, you can't be average. You have to think outside the box. There is no cap. And that's my son's favorite word, is no cap. You have to think outside the box. You are unlimited. Why? Because your God is unlimited. We can't put God in the box. So if you are an heir, why should you put yourself in the box? And so I'm always looking for ways, to reinvent, to innovate, to motivate, to encourage, to let them know that there is nothing that they can't do with, as long as they lean and depend on God. I said everything that I bounced back from, it was because of God. Everything that I do now, even through the setbacks, I'm able to still bounce back because of God. So if God is the one that's in your forefront leading you, He is who I allow to lead me. And so you see the fruit of my labor. You have to put in the same work. That's why I let them know. You have to put in the same work. So I always try to lead by example because my boys were smart. They didn't do the do as I say, not as I do. That didn't work. That didn't work for my boys. And so whatever it is that I taught them, I tried to also emulate that as well. And I strive to do that every day. They see me working hard. My son, especially the oldest one, always tells me, I keep pushing because I see the way you push. I keep striving when I have setbacks because I see the way that you strive. It's like you never allow anything to get you down. He thinks I'm a superhero. I said, the only superhero that I know is God. I said, if I'm a superhero, it's only because of God. And so he's like, you've gone through so much, but you always bounce back and you're always smiling. It's nobody but God. Everything that I do, everything that I am, everything that I become, and everything that I hope to become is all because of God. I make sure I tie everything, every blessing, every opportunity that I've ever had, I tie it back to God. I take no credit for it. I'm just a vessel to be used solely by Him. And so as long as I can be that light for God, I know I'm going to be that light for my kids and for my grandkids. I got 4 grandkids, 2 girls and 2 boys. And so I have a big responsibility ahead of me to make sure that when I leave here, not only have I encouraged and uplifted and motivated them, but just like Diane said, all the young ladies, women, whomever come into my presence, into my contact, I want to make sure that I am giving off a positive aura of encouragement, motivation, and inspiration at all times.
Ooh, that's awesome. 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 Look, I'm watching you too. That yellow dress. I'm gonna send you my address now. I love it. I love it. That is awesome. And the fact that you're conscious of that and aware of it, and you make it a part of your life. So thank you so much for sharing that. We are again wrapping up, but we got to talk about love. We got to talk about love. So um I don't know everybody's story specifically. Some of you shared a little bit more than others, and it's okay. You know where I stand in terms of love. Okay, it hurt. You've been through it. Let's heal. Let's move forward. So where are you as it pertains to love and your future? I'm gonna start with Chantel.
Right now, I have never been married. So, of course, most definitely is waiting for that one to come. Um, been hurt so many times. Um, like you, like Miss Dana said, hey, I'm a love again, regardless. As many as times as I've been hurt, I'm gonna love again because that's what's in me to love and want to give a lot of love. And this is what I teach my children. This is what I'm teaching my grandbabies. You gotta love regardless. Don't, somebody may not love you, but you gonna love yourself regardless. So I most definitely, he got somebody in store for me because he pushing everybody out the way. So I know he coming.
All right now, yes, yes. And I love that you said it starts with self-love because that is so key. I've shared some of my story because I didn't really love myself. I couldn't have the right relationships because what could I teach them? If
Right.
we teach people how to treat us, we teach people how to love us, but you don't love you, they're trying to figure it out.
I
But
done
you
been
haven't even figured it out. So
right.
that is definitely
I
key.
done been
Loving
having
you.
this conversation with several people in the last couple of weeks. Like, hey, if I can't love myself, I can't love you. So where do you think this relationship is gonna go if I can't love myself? And if I can't love myself before I love you, you're not the one for me.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm glad that you're standing on that. I remember a day when I would put the other person's needs over mine, thinking that, oh, they see my example, they're going to reciprocate. Yeah, some people are, they don't know anything about reciprocation. They are takers, and especially when you are a giver, you got to be careful who you give into. So, thank you for sharing that. And yes, I agree with you. He is coming. He is on the way. You got to position yourself to receive. All right, Minister Diane, what are you looking forward to as it relates to love?
Well, I'm going to say, Chantel mentioned that she had not been married. I am divorced. And as she mentioned, I've had a lot of bad experience. But I'm going to be real enough to say that a lot of those bad experience was my own fault, because of the lack of self-love, the inability to know my self-worth. I was constantly choosing and spending time with people I should not have in the first place. Um, but I'm not bitter. I'm still excited about what God has for me. I just recently tried to date someone actually, and it just went. And I was like, okay, God, what in the world just happened here? Um, and there was a little steam. But as I told someone today, nothing that I experience is in vain. Okay, so you pick up the pieces and say, God, just show me how to use what I just went through for your glory. So it did not make me bitter. I'm not unhappy. I'm dealing with the sting and I'm ready for to move on to the next. And I'm still excited about what God has for me because I know God has something awesome for me. And a lot of the majority, probably 95% of the bad experiences I've had in the past was because I didn't understand that God had something great for me. And I didn't know how to wait. I got married because I didn't wait on God. And I suffered tremendously. And to be honest, I thought I was going to die in it. It broke me so bad. But now I love me. And is it still a process? Yes. And I tell my young ladies all the time, I keep it 100. I still have to get up mornings and do self affirmation in the mirror myself, but I'm not going to let it leave me. And I'm not, it's not going to put me in a place where I used to be. I still have days where I have to remind myself, okay, you're awesome. You're beautiful. I still have days where I have to do that to myself. But God has placed me in a place and He healed me enough to know that, hey, even though you just had this bad experience, I know that He still has something awesome for me. I still believe in love, and I know that I'm capable and I deserve love. And at one point in my life, I didn't know that. So I accept anything. I dealt with anything. You told yourself stuff was okay when you knew it wasn't okay. You told yourself that you dealt with things that deep down inside you knew you should not have been dealing with, but because of the lack of self love, you wanted it so bad, or you thought you needed it so bad. But even after all of that, because God is still working on me and God is still, um, I'm still having light bulb moment. And it'd be like, wow, God. As Dana said earlier, learning to, she had to learn who she was and had to, first starts with working on us. So even though I'm still having light bulb moment, I'm excited. I'm feeling so happy right now, like it's going to get ready to happen. And right now, and I don't have a candidate in sight. But I'm still, I mean, but that's just how God's work. Okay, even though you just had this bad experience, I still know who God is. And it does not change who I am, and it does not change God's promises to me. I'm still gonna get what He has for me.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, I agree with you. I made so many bad choices, went through a whole bunch of stuff, self-inflicted. Nobody forced me. I mean, down to, I talk about my last experience, down to going to the courthouse to get married. He didn't want to get married. And yet we did it anyway. God will give you a way of escape. I'm not going there tonight, but I'm just saying, we self-inflict pain, put ourselves in relationships, and then wonder, oh my God, why did he hurt me? You saw the red flags, you ignored them. And I'm not saying that about this last relationship, because I believe that in your healing process, you don't know how healed you are until you go out there and try. Just like an athlete, if you break something, sprain something, or have some kind of injury, yes, you go through the physical therapy, but until you actually get back out there and do it and work it for real, you're not gonna know. So it was a learning experience, and I'm quite sure you learned some things that you will see sooner or won't allow to happen or change something in you. So that's always a great thing where you can learn the lesson. I'm like, learn the lesson so you don't repeat it. Ladies out there, believing in love. Yeah, learn the lesson so you don't have to repeat it. Why keep bumping your head on that same old brick wall? You don't have to. So, Dana, what are you looking forward to in love?
Woo, honey, let me tell you, I'm the whole package right now. So, God, where is it, God? Where is it? Because He in for a treat. I put in the work, Lord Jesus. So I need you to send my Boaz right on in. I'm excited about it. No matter what I've gone through, I have always believed in love. I just love love, period. And whoever I marry this time, that's it for me, because we're going to both put in the work to make it last. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot. So I'm ready for whoever this king is that's going to come in. I've been very detailed with God, and He just don't even understand what kind of wife He getting ready to get. So yes. So if you're out there somewhere, just, come on, Lord, bring them on, because I've been waiting quite a while now, God. I need you to come on in because I'm not getting any younger. So I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm ready to put in the work. I'm ready to treat them like a whole king. I read this saying the other day. They say, I'm ready to love a man so good he'll forget that the world is against him. So send him on, God. He got a whole queen waiting on him. So yes, I'm ready.
Awesome, awesome, fellas. I'm not saying don't get in her DMs, but DM me first. I got to vet you. We doing background checks up in here. I'm just saying.
I love it. I love it. No, Lord, we not looking for nothing less than, God, because you don't accept nothing less than. So I'm your girl here. So I know you're gonna bring me, exactly who you have created for me.
Awesome. Yay, I love it. I love it. She's the whole package. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. CJ, sis, what you looking forward to with love?
I'm looking to love again. That's why I'm in not one, not two, but all teacher classes. It's a little fresh for me, so I'm in the transition, rebirthing stage. So, but I too, I know it. I know it. I know it. I know what I don't want. I know absolutely what I do want. So I'm looking forward to that time and that person Listen, oh my goodness. I pray for him. I tell him just be patient with me while I'm getting through things. So I know he's out there, and it's definitely coming sooner than I'm thinking. So my calculation. Yeah, so no control, I don't control nothing no more. It's just all God. All God. So I'm excited about it. But I definitely have to do the work. That's why I'm not in not one, not two, not three. Everything Tisha and Coach they have, I'm in it. I'm in it. Teach me, teach me, teach me. I'm not making no more mistakes.
Awesome, awesome. I like that rebirth. And especially if you've been a woman who has dedicated yourself to whether it's your children or you've been in a relationship for all of your life, you come to a point, and listen, the sooner the better. You come to a point where you say, well, what is it that I like? I always challenge women, what do you like? Do you know what you like? You know what the kids like, you know what Mr. Like, but what do you really like? Not because of default, not because this is what's left. What do you truly like and want for your life? And I don't think that's being selfish. I think we need to make it a higher priority, understanding what we truly want and what we truly desire. So, hey to my boo, he out there somewhere. I'm excited. Of course, I think y'all know I'm excited about love. I'm excited about seeing other people love and be in the right relationship. Listen, when you've been in the wrong relationship for long enough, you come to a point after you heal, you're like, okay, got to do this thing right this time. And so I want you to manifest the right man. I want you to have the love of your lifetime. And that's my goal. That's my mission. I want to impact the divorce rates. I want you to be so healed, so positioned to love that you find yourself in the right relationship. And it ain't because you coerced it. Because ladies, you can't pray him, you can't cook him, you can't sex him into wanting to be all of who God created him to be. Okay, he got to come to the table with some stuff. Now, I know we enhance their lives tremendously, but he got to bring some stuff to the table, like seriously. But at the same time, what you're requiring of him, have you made that a requirement of yourself? I say you can't want him to have a 750 credit score and yours is 325. Not going to work. Got to get that together. We are all works in progress. Listen, don't look at me like I got it all together. I'm still working through some things and working on some stuff. But what I do know is that God blesses me, that every relationship I've had, they've been blessed. So I'm looking forward to the right one. So the right one can be blessed. How about that? So listen, we're going bring this conversation to the end. We're going to get last closing comments from all of the ladies. And again, I say please share this broadcast if you have not already done so. This has been an incredible Women's History Month, telling her story about life, legacy, and love. And I'm looking forward to doing many more things in and outside of the group with these powerful women. They all have tremendous stories to tell, life experience to share with others. So if you haven't joined our group, you want to go to bit.ly/. I'm gonna put the link up. Too many links in my head. Lover in You group. I think that's the link. Lover in You group. Go to that link. You can join the group or contact one of us so we can let you in. Now listen, it's a safe space. We don't play no mess. It ain't no drama. I don't do drama at all. You will get kicked out with the quickness. Uh Jay is the armor bearer and enforcer of that, the keeper of the door. So you will get kicked out, even if he make me do it. Uh, just know that the word came from him. No, but we have a wonderful group. I think it's a wonderful group, and I'm super excited to do more things. Can't wait till the world get off punishment so we can actually have some meetups in different cities because we have people all across the country, and I'm looking so forward to it. That is my brother Calvin. He said, very well put together, ladies. Tremendous stories tonight. I enjoyed the broadcast. Thank you, brother, for your support. I appreciate the men folk that hold me up. So, let's see. I've been choosing Chantelle first all night. Let's go to Dana. Your closing remarks.
Okay, the last thing that I have to say, I'm just going to reiterate what I said before. Never stop at someone else's no because you have your own mind, and allow God to bring you your one true love. And that's my comments.
Awesome. CJ.
It can happen. Never too late. What do you want? Mm, That's what I want to leave with you all tonight. And we celebrate it, you know? Thank you so much, Tisha. This has been amazing.
Thank you, Chantelle.
I just want to say my closing remark is that you have to love yourself before you can love someone else. Even as far as your children go, you have to love yourself and show them you have to love yourself in order to be able to bring them up to be loving everyone else. So that's my closing remark.
Awesome. Minister Diane.
I want to say first, thank you for allowing me to volunteer on this panel. It has been great, and thank you so much for the opportunity. And I just want to say something that I always say to myself. First of all, know that you deserve love. Does not matter what you've been through. Does not matter what you have seen. You have to know that you deserve love. And I pray that each of you be real enough with yourself so you can receive the healing that you need in order for you to properly receive the love that you deserve, and in order for you to properly love someone else. Sometimes the problem is we don't want to be real with ourselves. In order for us to be properly healed, we have to be real with ourselves, where we are, and what we see within us first. So I pray that all of you guys be real to receive the healing that you need from past relationships and past experiences in order that you can properly love and embrace others as well as properly love and embrace yourself.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Again, thank you, ladies, for sharing this time and space with me tonight. I appreciate it more than you could ever know. Thank you for sharing your stories and for volunteering to be here. Did you have some, Dana?
No, I was just saying thank you.
Oh, okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. So, guys, listen, go ahead, share the broadcast. Make sure that you share this with a woman that needs this information and, share with the fellas because he might have some ladies in his life, some daughters, some nieces that need this message as well. And listen, it's Fiery Friday. Again, on behalf of myself and Coach Jay in his absence, we appreciate you being here. Join us next Friday. Oh, you want to be here next Friday? I know it's Good Friday, but listen, we're going to talk about ministry and marriage. My brother and sister, pastors Darrell and Estella Dawson, are going to be with us. It's going to be a good conversation. It's Fiery Friday, and my sisters, yeah, they spicy, they caliente, so you don't want to miss the conversation. We are super excited to have them next week. And listen, we've already planned through, I think it is June, for what we're going to do on Fiery Friday. So we're super excited. Got some great and amazing things in store. So just come on back and be with us. Shout out again on Periscope, YouTube, and to our Facebook group. For the lover in you, we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Listen, everybody, have a great and awesome night. Have a wonderful weekend until we see you again.